burnout and secondary trauma are elicited from different exposures to stress, and the symptoms are better addressed with different self-care and different staff support techniques. So being able to see what's most impacting someone is really helpful in being able to provide support or guide them in their self-care practice. So burnout is that work-related hopelessness, the feelings of inefficacy, of exhaustion, and you would address those symptoms with coping skills that help energize or engage a kind of frame shift from the workspace to a social space or to a decompression space at home. You would use either clinical or administrative supervision, help to shift tasks, workload, time off work, and that primary protection is really a reasonable workload, as we were all talking about, and recognition for the achievement, as well as regular breaks. Comparatively, secondary trauma or vicarious trauma is where the work-related exposure to trauma or traumatically stressful events results in the experiencing of traumatic symptoms in the staff, even though they may not have experienced their own trauma episode, or they may have, and it may be triggering. And this is an expected response to being present with unspeakable human suffering. It's kind of a occupational hazard of our work, and I think it's really important to present it that way because it can be perceived as a vulnerability or a weakness, but none of us is really born ready to do trauma work. We all need ongoing training and support to build and maintain those muscles to keep ourselves healthy in this work and keep our baseline functioning high and our own resilience high. So coping skills for vicarious trauma or secondary trauma are more targeted to self-regulation and symptom management. And when you look at it from a management perspective, thinking about breaks from work that include the exposure and creating that space for self-regulation. And also that developing of a sense of empowerment and meaning in life and work, kind of connected with how we would treat trauma and that connection to a sense of meaning that comes through post-traumatic growth.